Hi everyone. Excuse the noise in the background if you guys hear any noise, but this video is just going to be authentically me. I'm going to speak on the truths and just speak on everything that needs to be said. I think this video and message that I'm putting out needs to be put out. Today, I'm trying to make myself look as good as possible. Usually, honestly guys, before I came onto this video, my hair was out in an afro. I'm like, you know what? I need to make myself look a little bit put together, okay? Like, do my hair, braid my hair, and put on a wig and put a little bit of makeup. Honestly, I didn't even have the energy for this video, to be honest. Like, I had everything processed in my head, and I don't know exactly what I'm gonna say to you guys, but if you guys know I'm an Aquarius, when I speak, things get scattered, and sometimes it doesn't make sense, but in this video, I hope I'm able to get as much information as I can out to you guys so you guys can, so people who, this message is for people who are like me. People who are like me, I'm meaning first generations, okay? First generation people whose parents came to Canada for a better living and all that stuff. I think us first generations are afraid to speak up about what's happening to us, and a lot of us having to suffer a lot of the repercussions of what society has built for us, right? And for me, myself, I am first generation in the sense where I was the first born in Canada, right? So being the first means that, like, just in the family, like the first born in Canada, like it's great. It sounds great, right? I know it's really not what it seems to be. And growing up, I thought this was like amazing. It's a gift. I'm the change, and being seen as a token child. And throughout my life, I'm like, wow, like, I'm making history for my family. Da 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 da. Not realizing that this position that I've been placed is harder than I thought. And I know there's a lot of people who are like me that are suffering out there and are probably not able to speak on it, and many more, maybe people who are like immigrants and many more, right? But honestly, right now I'm just speaking on the people who are first generation born in Canada and not even asking for the position, but being placed here because it's just like it happened. We were born here, we were first born in Canada, we were born here. Now we got to deal with the repercussions, especially the ones whose family came from very poor situations and were brought here, and now we're having to suffer as well, right? It's the system. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the system and how just I hope my story is able to help someone out there and able to shed light to, I guess, the system, right? The Toronto system, the system of Canada. I don't know. But hopefully my story can make a difference, and I'm hoping to reach out to anybody because at this point I'm at my wit's end and I have nothing to do, and I'm sure there's many people right now who are stuck and feel stuck, right? But I feel like this moment of stuckness is like it was meant for a reason, right? And it was meant to shed light so that changes can be made. So here I go. I hope you guys, I don't know if you guys are even gonna enjoy the story because it's gonna be all over the place, okay? So just get with it. My mom came here, with my dad. Long story short, they came here with my dad. I was born, right? And coming to Canada, I'm not sure exactly what their journey was like, but I just know that when I was born, my father had left my mother, okay? And it was just her and a newborn child after being in the hospital, born with this newborn child, and not having nowhere to go, right? And thankfully, she was on the subway. I feel like this story needs to be told because this is gonna all make sense at the end, okay? So just bear with me. So she was on the subway and with a newborn child, no place to go, with an abusive father, right? As she continues to be on the subway, she decides to leave him. She decides to leave him because of abusive situation, and new to Canada, just on the subway train line, going, okay, with a newborn baby, which was me in her hand. And she says she ends up going back and forth in the city because she didn't know where she was going. She's new to Canada, doesn't know where she's going. So she ends up at Kennedy Station, right? I don't know how, but she says she ends up at Kennedy Station. And that was her last stop in the mid of January. She said January, so it was like a couple weeks. That was a couple weeks. Mid of January, ends up, I'm like cringing as I'm telling this story, ends up in Kennedy Station, right? As I said, and a newborn baby and nowhere to go because you're leaving a home with an abusive man, right? And so as she's there at the station, a worker, right? One of those social workers stops her and says, "What are you doing here? Like, you have this newborn baby in your hand. What are you doing here? You need to, sorry, what are you doing here? You need to find a place to go. You can't just stay here with this newborn child. There's no one who's here can help you." So she barely knew any English and she needed a place to go. So she followed this lady and the lady told her, "Hey, there's a shelter you can go to. You need to go to the shelter." So she goes to the shelter. I don't care, I'm telling names out here of shelters, okay? Because, yeah. So she goes to the shelter and it's the Red Door shelter. I think it's at Greenwood or something, right? She ends up going there. From what I was told, yeah, she ends up going there and then she stays there for a bit, then decides to go back home, right, to my father or whatever. And then my father's like, "Where have you been? Da 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 da." So obviously my mom goes back home thinking that, you know, things will change with him, but it doesn't. So she ends up going right back to the shelter again. So already abuse, right? Basically she went to a shelter. So then after the shelter, she was able to get the support she needed at a young age. I was a very honest and open and very communicative child, and I always spoke a lot about family and everything my mom told me. I believed her, and just like, you know, I talked a lot. I really did, right? So basically during those times, I think I was like in the system. Obviously we were in the system. I don't even know if it was like welfare or something, but I know we lived in like North York area or something like that. And this is before we came to Regent Park, and we had, it was just me and my mom and dad until my mom finally left my dad. And then we got to a situation where, excuse the noise in the background, this is what I hate about these buildings. It's like they make them and everything, everybody can hear everything. Like, I don't even know how it's possible that you can be in this room and hear everything from the kitchen, and it's just, everything is so shallow and drywall. But everything is an illusion, you know? It's just, it looks good, but it's not the greatest. But that's Toronto housing for you, right? So as I was saying, while she got into the system, right, which is like, I think it was like OW or something. I don't know, I'm just so frustrated. Right now, I just want to talk about what my frustration is about. My frustration is about right now is the fact that the system had failed me. And in the sense where applying, I'm in a state where like applying for RW, I'm unable to do so, right? And the reason why I'm unable to do so for myself, okay, I'm frustrated. Let's talk about it. I can't even talk. Okay, this is what it is. This is the truth, okay? I was raised in Regent Park, okay? And growing up, my mom had no choice but to be on OW, right? Because she was new to Canada, and having her first child here, obviously you get benefits from the government, right? And my frustration is that you would think that, I'm not, okay, I'm just gonna speak my truth. You would think that parents who are on OW or whatever assistance they are getting child benefits are being able to take this money and invest it in their child, as and open a bank account, put some money there so they're able to save, right? So at least if their child does finish, I don't know, their child does go to university or something, they're able to, the parents put some money aside for their child to have a bank account so they can at least have some money in there, right? You would think so. But no, a lot of these times, these parents who are immigrants usually take the money and they use it to pay bills and whatever it is they used to do. Because honestly, I don't know how much they get. I don't have kids. I don't know. But for me, I would say that if I was a parent, I would have some type of money put aside for my child. Even if it was $10 every month, put it in an account for the next 18 years, it would have been something, right? You would assume so, but no. These immigrant parents are put into a situation where a lot of them don't know anything about money and finances, or maybe even savings, because a lot of them were poor and they came here for a better life, or who knows what the circumstances. I don't know. I'm not an immigrant, but maybe we need to hear their story. But from my point of view and my viewpoint is that my thoughts is that they could have at least, parents as such should have got the teachings on how to better handle money and how to do this, instead of like just giving them their money for security, safety, and shelter, right? Especially parents who had like 7 kids. Like there's parents who have come here as immigrants and they have 7 kids, and it's just like, I know they're getting a lot of money from the government. The least they could do is put $10 a month in their kids' savings account. Well, a lot of them don't do that because these parents don't have like financial support, or like they don't know what to do with this money. It's like they're getting this money and they're using it because of the way that they think they could use it, right? Or to build themselves. I don't know. I don't have experience. I don't know, right? But I'm speaking as a child of somebody whose parents was an immigrant, and I'm first generation child. I have nothing. I don't have a savings account. I don't have nothing, right? I was never taught to save because my parents did not receive the knowledge. Whose fault is that? Me no know. Okay? But anywho, I just know they came here for a better life, right? Because clearly what was back home was not. So my frustration is that with me, people who are like me, first generation, the things that we have to deal with is that once our parents are put into these circumstances where they are put under OW, and a lot of them go into Toronto housing, right? A lot of them are told by the time we are 18 to leave. It's either you go to school or you leave, right? And a lot of us are stuck in this predicament. It's like we don't even know what career to take, so we have to take anything. And they're forcing us because they're like, you got to know what you need to do and you got to go to school. So I'm forced to go to school. So I'm like, okay, fine, let me take anything. Let me take a program that I don't even know if I'm going to like, right? And a lot of us don't even know what we're going to like when we're in high school. We're not enforced to be like, okay, what is it that you want to do? We're not enforced. We have no idea. So a lot of us just pick programs because it's like a lot of us are told, okay, you need to help the community. And that's like the choice. It's like, okay, help those who helped us. So we think, okay, let's become social workers, or let's become community service workers. Or a lot of us end up doing a lot of those jobs. And that's just the full-blown truth. And a lot of us don't even realize what we're getting ourselves into. Is that what we really want to do? No. But it's because society we were built in was tell us, oh, give back. Always remember to give back. Always remember to give back. And what if you don't want to give back to your community? You know, because you're not even good for yourself. How are you going to teach someone else when you're not even good? Please explain. So anyways, so basically I was forced into that because it's just like, oh, maybe you should be a child and youth worker. So who became a child and youth worker? Me. Because I didn't think, school told me, oh, you're not smart enough to become a doctor. You're not smart enough to become a lawyer. You're not smart enough. Everybody kept telling me, you're not smart enough. But I'm a young student. I'm a young youth. I don't know what I'm capable of. I'm still learning myself. But already from the bat, I'm being told that I can't be those things. I can't be a doctor. I can't be a lawyer because I don't have the education. But I swear to you, I promise you today, I probably could be. Because I know that whatever I put my mind to, I can do it. But nobody ever installed that into me. Because what people assumed of me, they're like, you can't do that. And I said, okay, fine, I can't do it because you guys are telling me this. But me, I already don't have the confidence, right? I'm growing up in a community where we're always looked down upon, bullied, told us we ain't shit already. And it's already in my head. I haven't installed that I ain't shit. But it's like, yeah, me, I'm a different individual. I have the confidence, yeah. But sometimes it's like that light that I have is what keeps me going. If I don't have that light, I'll be dead today. I would be dead. But that light that God has given me is what has caused me to get up every day and just go for the life that I want. And right now, I'm still lost in the sauce. I don't know exactly what I want to be, but I have an idea that I like hair and I like this. When I was growing up, I always said to my mom, like, oh, I want to do hair and I want to do this, because I didn't know what else to do. All I knew was that I see my sisters doing hair. I see my mom doing hair. That's all I knew, right? I didn't know anything else but, oh, let's take care of our hair, beauty. Like, you know what I mean? If you asked me, like, what was an example, if I had an example of a doctor in my family, I didn't have that. The only examples I had in my life were youth workers, because those were the people that were helping me to get a better life, to get the same job that they have that doesn't even pay shit. Like, it's just so sad. Like, but anyways, I could go on and on and on. But I never had anybody to look up to. I didn't. And I was always seeking, like, in my head, oh, look up to someone, look up to someone, look up to someone, because those people are what's going to help you grow and find your purpose and find your path. And all of that was a lie, that I was really alone in this world, that I had no one to look up to, no one to be like, oh, I want to be like this person. Because when you're a teenager, you're a youth, you're trying to look for someone that you want to be like. But a lot of these people, especially when you live in the hood, a lot of these people you can't really turn to, because people are always doing crime. People are always having kids. It's just like everyone is doing... There's no examples. There's no good examples. It's just the same cycle over. And then it's like, become a child and youth worker, become a community service worker so you can help those. Help those with what? Because I ain't got the help. The only highest help I got in education is a child and youth work. Where's that going to take me? And child and youth work don't even pay shit. If I'm lucky, I'm getting $17 an hour, $40,000 a year, $50,000 to the max if I'm lucky. But a lot of the times these people don't even want to hire people like me. Let me tell you the truth. Let's talk about it. They don't want to hire people like me. They don't want to hire people who are from the hood. They want to hire people who are outside of the communities, that are outside of something, right? That come into these group homes and these community service programs that don't know shit about shit, and then want to tell these kids, this is how you do stuff, this is this and this is that. They're just there to pity us. They don't give a shit about us. They don't want to take care of us. And then it's like, when people like me get that job, it's like we're looked down upon, like we don't know nothing. But we know the most. We're the ones who can help the community, right? But they don't want to hire us. Let's talk about it. Anywho, so back to this whole circumstance is that my problem is that this system was not made for us. So look at me right now. I have no job. I have no income. I'm in multiple debt, okay? And it's not because of school. It's because of just like credit cards, this and that. I've never owned a home. I don't own no property. I don't own shit. I don't have a savings. I don't have an RRSP. I don't have nothing, okay, to save for mine, because I literally had to fend for myself. After 18, I was like, okay, go to college or university. I went to college, to a program that I didn't even want to do, but I had to do, because it's like, if you don't do it, you're gonna look like you're gonna lose your housing. You're gonna be homeless. So I was forced to do it. I was like, okay, fine, let me do child and youth work. Once I got into child and youth work, did that. Again, went on to Ontario Works because I couldn't find a job, and I had to literally beg my professors to help me find a job, okay? And finally I got a job, okay? When I got a job, it was in a group home. And that group home was okay, don't get me wrong, it was okay. But even there, you notice that they weren't even willing to hire someone like me. Someone who grew up in the hood, in the community. They looked at us like we didn't know nothing. But in reality, we were connecting with the kids more than anybody. They looked at people like me like I was ghetto. But it's not that I was ghetto, it's because I connect with the kids more than any of these other people that work in these group homes. If it wasn't for my professor, I wouldn't have got that job. If I basically didn't cry my eyes out to the dean, I wouldn't have got that job at the group home. You think they would have hired me, someone like me, if I went there by myself to go apply? No. They would have thought, this girl's ridiculous. She don't know what she's doing. Right? So anywho, I did that job part-time. Let me tell you guys something. I did that job part-time. As I went for a full-time position, I noticed that everyone started to shut me down. Okay, the full-time position I think was $56,000 a year. Okay, and in a section where, like, basically, and they talked me down. My own manager talked me down. Was like, I don't think you should do that job. The kids are so, like, hard, and they don't know how to respect people, and I don't think you're so sensitive. I don't think you'll be able to take a position like that, Penny. And I said, oh, really? She's like, yeah, I don't think you should take it. You know why she told me not to take it? Was because she knew that I took a lot of part-time shifts. And once I left that program, or whatever section that was, that she would have a hard time finding someone to fulfill her positions or whatever. So she's like, let me keep Penny stuck here so that she doesn't level up. In my head, I'm like, this bitch don't even know where I came from. I came from the hood. You see these youth justice kids? I grew up around them. But at that time, I didn't really care because I wanted to travel. I wanted to explore the world. So me working part-time was like a great moment for me to explore the world, to get to know stuff, you know? Because honestly, it's not that I didn't care becoming a child and youth worker. I didn't really care as much because it's like every time I went to the job, I felt like a hypocrite because I was lost trying to teach lost children too. How am I going to teach other people when I'm lost? I don't even know the world. I just graduated from college, university, still live in the hood. And you expect me to help these kids that, yes, I can relate with them, but I'm still struggling the same way as they're struggling. These kids are homeless. I'm homeless too. I might have a position with y'all, but I might be in a position of part-time child and youth work, but I'm homeless too. These kids don't know that. I can't come here and teach and lie to these kids and tell them, you guys can dream big. Yeah, you guys can dream big. You guys can be anything you guys want to be. I be feeding them that positivity because I tell them, you guys can be anything you want to be. You got to believe in it though. Right? I'm always going to push for that. But for me to sit here and be like, oh, do this with your life because I think that fits you better, I would never tell them that because me, I don't even know myself. Me being a child and youth worker, these kids know that I don't want to be here. They come to work they see me come to work every day. They're like, Penny, you don't look like you want to be here. Because they know I don't give a shit. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite to you guys and tell you that my life is great because I'm a child and youth worker. My life is shit. I ain't getting paid great. You know? And once you guys leave this program, this is what I tell you. Once you guys leave this program, you guys are going to be out there in the world, and this world is a cold-ass motherfucking world. They don't give a shit about people like us. And it's the truth. We're just going to have to find our way out. Till this day, I'm almost 30, 29. Living under Toronto housing. They don't even know I'm living here. Apparently, it's fraud. And I found this out today because I tried to call for OW, and they were not helping me out either. And you know what OW is? It's like social assistance. They're not helping me. Even though I graduated from college, I've been looking for a job for a year now after the pandemic. Still can't find nothing. Being forced to vaccinate. Still can't find nothing. I'm not wanted in this society. They don't want me. Nobody wants me. I'm not dumb. I have education. I have experience. I have knowledge. But these youth jobs don't want to hire people like me. I don't know why to this day. They be looking at me like I'm crazy, I'm stupid, I don't know what I'm talking about. Excuse the music in the background. But yeah, like, as I was saying, like, these people don't want to watch people like me succeed. I don't know what it is about these social work. Even, let me tell you guys, this shelter that I was talking about that took my mom in. So I told I think I was 18, I raised, no, not even 18. I was like 7 when I raised money for that shelter. I raised $100 and something because I was always told, give back to your community. I raised money. I don't even know why I did it, but I just remember that story my mom would always tell me. And for some reason, that story always touched my heart. The subway story. So you know what I did? I raised money as a child to give back to that shelter. As I got older, I think it was around when I was like 27, I decided to go apply for a position there. Okay, at the shelter, because I said, oh my God, this is a great opportunity for me. I grew up like in the shelter system, in that same shelter, okay? And I told myself, okay, let me apply for this position because you know what? When I was struggling, a woman who worked there, who was working in the position, was the one that took my mother in. And I just had so much things that I'm like, okay, fine, let me try and apply for this job because I have experience. I may not have children, but I do have experience as one of the children who lived at that shelter. And know that the shelter saved my life and my mother's life and saved me today. And have me here today talking to you guys. So I went to the interview and I'm like, okay, let me go there. So I went to the interview, okay, guys? And I explained my story to these people and they looked at me like I was a fucking nutcase. And I talked to them and I'm like, I have experience here. I told them the story about how my mom was in the shelter system and I would love to give back to the community as being a shelter worker myself. And these people did not take me seriously. I don't know what it was, the interview session, but I promise you it hurts and breaks my heart to this day to know that a person like me was not even able to get a position like that. And it would make sense because like if I grew up in that shelter, and I came back and I'm like, okay, let me be here to apply for this job and get this job. They would probably hire me and I talk about my life. I was not a perfect fit. So that's okay. Everything happens for a reason, right? So I didn't get the job. And I was super sad about it because I actually came home and I was like, oh my gosh, mom, I wanted to apply for the shelter, and I talked about my experiences and all this stuff, but these people looked at me like I was fucking nutcase. Like, you could never work here. And if anything, I would be one of the people to set a huge impact to that shelter and make probably a difference for them, and probably be the light for that shelter because of my experience, because of my parental experience, because of all this stuff. But no, they don't want to hire people like me. I don't know why. Right? Makes no sense. But instead, they're going to hire someone else who's not from the community, who has no experience in the shelters, who cannot connect with these mothers, who cannot connect with these children. But you know what? Let's talk about that another time. But anyways, I'm here today because I'm here to talk about how the system is fucking us up in all types of forms, especially us especially us people who are first generation. So let me tell you guys. Basically, living in Toronto housing, I'm illegal, and the system fucks us up all the time. And at the end of the day, if I was to go to university, if I was hypothetically go to university, I'm gonna be in more debt. And what if I can't find a job? If I can't even find a job now with a person with a diploma, how the hell am I gonna find a job with a person with a degree? Please tell me. What's the difference? Yeah, I'm gonna learn a couple things here and there, but if I have a degree, what is the difference? Please tell me. I'll be still struggling to find a job because at the end of the day, my sister got a degree in child and youth work. She's still struggling to find a job. So please tell me what's the difference? Because I don't understand. Especially somebody who's a Canadian citizen born here, you would think that, okay, I was set up for success because I was like a government child at the end of the day. Right? First generation government child here. I should be able to, after graduating high school, there should be a setup for me to be like, okay, here's an opportunity for you to have housing for maybe 5 years so you can grow yourself. But no, we're kicked out by 18 with no money because our parents did not have the financial literacy or financial whatever to support us or to even have a savings account. They're trying to, people have kids because their kids are what is feeding them. Okay? It's not even about the kid anymore. These people are just having kids so that they're able to feed their own mouths and feed the kid for 18 years and then boom, you're out. And people continue to have more kids just so they can keep Toronto housing. And it's like people like me who is 29 years old, I don't have no kids because I don't choose to have kids. I don't want to be a part of the system. Trying to make better for myself is stuck in a rut. Can't even live in housing. Can't even get OW because my parents live in housing. I can't get no financial support. Everything is a struggle. I've done everything in the books. It's been almost 2 years now. I still can't find a job. But yes, open a business. I've opened a business. I've done 2 businesses. One of them was a cleaning job. The cleaning job did not work because obviously the fumes went inside my nose and it started to take a mental toll over me. I almost fainted. Okay, do a hair business. I've done the hair business. I have no support. I have no friends. Sometimes marketing just sucks. I don't have the money. I don't have the funds. I've done it all. What else am I supposed to do? So here I'm speaking, guys, today because Toronto housing and OW needs to make a difference. I don't give a shit. Somebody could be like, oh yeah, you need to do this. No. I'm not going to do stocks because stocks is going to take more money from me that I don't have. Right now I have $0 in my bank account. I'm in debt. I have nothing to lose. I'm going to talk shit. If they want to kick me out of housing, I'm going to talk shit. I don't care. I'm going to be homeless. What else now? Now I'm the government's responsibility. I'm 29 years old. I'm the government's responsibility. Kick me out. I have nowhere to go. Housing won't take me. Everything won't take me. I'm a product of what you guys created. What now? Honestly, I'm tired and fed up. I am, because it's just like I have nothing else to do. This space that I'm in, I'm not even allowed to be here. There's a lot of us out there that don't speak up because a lot of us are afraid to lose our housing. A lot of us are afraid to have our family lose what they have. A lot of us first generations don't know what to do. We were put here. We were put here because we were chose to make a difference. I did not want to be here. And then when we commit suicide, mental health. It's not mental health, nigga. It's the society. It chose us to fail us. A lot of us aren't going to make it. And a lot of people don't know what to do because they're like, okay, let me commit suicide because it's like nobody wants me. I look for a job. Nothing's wanted. I have dreams. I was told to dream big. None of my dreams are happening. I'm trying to apply for OW. Not allowed to take it because my family is already on OW. I'm not allowed to be in Toronto housing because they're not going to select me because of this. So we're chosen to be outside and be broke. Oh, let me go to school. Go to school. You come out of school, you're broke. A pandemic happens, you're broke. You look for a job, you're still broke. There's a pandemic. Great, even worse. I can't find a job. You get vaccinated, you don't get vaccinated. You're broke. A lot of people are committing suicide right now. And they'll be like, oh, go seek counseling. You go seek counseling. A lot of people don't relate to you because a lot of the people don't understand you who are counselors do not even understand you because they're not even from the community. They wouldn't know beer shit about you. So you talking to someone that can't relate to you, already a problem. Right? And these financial Toronto institutions who have free counseling sessions, a lot of people who are counselors in these sessions can't relate. So who the hell are we supposed to turn to? God. We turn to God. That's a whole nother story. The churches is a whole nother story. But these financial institutions were made for us to fail, and this needs to change. I'm sorry, this needs to. I'm not even. Why the fuck am I apologizing? This shit needs to change, okay? A lot of us are stuck here, and a lot of us have nothing to turn to. People like me, I gave up on this. I have debt after debt after debt that's accumulating during this pandemic. I lost my job during the pandemic. I'm stuck here because I'm here to you today because I'm here to tell the truth, okay? I'm here to tell the truth because I'm tired. I have nowhere to turn to. I have $0 in my account. Everything's at negatives. So at the end of the day, it's either I choose death. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cry, guys, because it's just getting real emotional to me. It's either I choose death or I choose to make a difference today. And today I'm speaking to you guys out there. I don't know who's listening, but today I'm choosing, oh God. And a lot of people have chosen death that I know because of so-called mental health, but it's not mental health. It's the position where a lot of us are put into. A lot of us first generations are put here because we're coming to a realization that a lot of us were meant to fail and we have nowhere else to turn. So much pressures to make a difference for your family, so much pressures to be the difference for your family, but it's like, if I was already positioned to fail, where the hell am I going to turn to? There's nowhere to turn to. Sorry, my eyes are burning. There's nowhere to turn to, and it's just like, it's really messed up. It's really messed up. Oh God. Oh my gosh, doesn't even help that my eyeliner in my eye. I cried too much today already. I have, because it's just like, I've known some people who have committed suicide, who have done different things like stocks. I don't even blame people who make scams. I don't even blame scammers. Because honestly, like, we are stuck in a position to just fend for ourselves. And it's becoming a whole cycle. The people who are forcing themselves to get out of the situation, like me, who are not trying to have kids, who are trying to take the right way out, are always pushed at the corner. Especially being a person who's a black woman too, even 10 times worse. No one's gonna feel sorry for me. I bet you for a fact no one's gonna feel sorry for me. They're gonna be like, well, okay, another typical. What is she talking about? Everyone's gonna disregard this video. But those who understand me, get it, will share it. Because everyone needs to hear the truth that this society fails us first generations, and this is not fair, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I don't even know who to blame, but there needs to be a change. There needs to be a support system of something, because people like me are committing suicide. And right now I have every reason to do it because I have no one and nothing. At any given moment, these people could come and be like, I'm going to take you out of your mom's house because you're not part of the community housing. You're not part of housing. You shouldn't even be here. You should be in a shelter. I should be in a shelter. And then when I go to the shelter, I'm going to be a shelter's problem. And then what else? All of a sudden homeless for no fucking reason. And then it's like, I have brains. I'm smart. I have so much to give, but the world doesn't want me. That's what I feel like. The world doesn't want me. I fought every single day for someone like me. I fought every single day. I put a smile on my face every single fucking day. I try to be as positive as I can, but this is getting to the point where I can't even take it no more. And it takes one person to commit suicide and die for someone to be like, oh yeah, oh my gosh, this person was the light to our hearts. This person did this and that. They were always so fucking happy. And then you hear all the bullshit. But once that person was there crying out for help, asking people to support them, just hire me, trying to prove themselves to the world, nobody wanted to listen. But until they're gone, now everybody feels fucking guilty. Anyways, guys, I don't want to end it this way, but honestly, my fear in God is the reason why I'm alive today. My fear in God is the reason why I'm alive today. And I have to speak on it because it's the truth. If it wasn't for God and my spiritual strength, and the reason why I have light in my heart is all because of God. And if I didn't have Christianity and I didn't have faith in God in my life, I think I would have been dead. If I was atheist, I would have been dead. Me and my dark ass humor, but it's the truth, because right now I have nowhere to go. At any given moment, these people could call the police on me and be like, get out of here. You're now part of community housing. And I'll be outside. And if you guys catch me outside with a freaking plastic bag or a tin can asking you guys for change, then you guys can come say, oh shit, I didn't think this shit was real. No, this shit is fucking real. People like me have nowhere to turn. I know it's like we were born to fail, and we were just born for 18 years to support our mothers and our fathers and whoever was collecting that income, but didn't leave no change for us. In the beginning, we were taught to take OSAP and to put ourselves in debt. Nobody thought about people like us. And then they wonder, especially people like me, it's like we're forced to just really push through. And it's like, oh, if you're a black woman, oh, stop being soft. Why are you crying? Oh, you need to push out of this. You should be tougher than that. Life shouldn't be easy. And the people who are immigrants are the ones that are going to tell you that. I get it. I'm privileged for someone like me, but it's not my fault. I was born. I didn't ask to be born, but I was born to be property of the government and be a support to my mother or whatever it is. But I didn't be asked to be born. And a lot of us are going to take ourselves out because we didn't ask to be born and put ourselves in the situation. Especially people who are working hard, trying to start business, trying to do this and that. I'm trying. I've tried. I have a lot of people who can advocate for me that how hard I work. And still nothing. So don't come tell me that you know my experience and how I'm privileged and you know I could have done this and that and all these. Don't tell me what I can do, because I've stretched out what I know. And giving me all these options. I've stressed out all my options. You want me to go apply for second career? I don't even know what the fuck my second career is going to be, because right now I don't even feel wanted by the world. Tell me what my second career should be. Oh, maybe you should try this program. Don't tell me what program, because I've went through all of it. Don't tell me shit. Until you're ready to hire me, teach me something so I could feel wanted in this world. If I do choose to pass away, don't say, oh, we tried to. No, you didn't fucking try to help me. That's a fucking lie. I want you to sit in your own guilt, because there's a lot of people out there like me. And because of that, they're going to put, oh, we couldn't help this person because this person had mental health. I had mental health because you guys created it. How about that? When I asked for help, nobody was there. But when you die, people are ready to fucking give you money for, oh, we're going to give money for the GoFundMe, or we're going to give money for this and that. I don't give a shit. A lot of people are going to get hype mad, but I don't give a shit. It's the truth. When that person was crying for help, for support, nobody listened. Anyways, I'm done. Whatever happens in the next couple of days, it's gonna happen. I have no control. I don't know. I fear God too much to be committing suicide out here, but just know that there's many people like me out there. And I want you guys in the society to feel guilty, because it's the truth. Especially those people who are having multiple kids and don't have a savings account for them. Create a savings account. If you're in the system, create a savings account. If you can't afford, talk to your local service workers or whatever it is, because people like us, just because you're having a lot of kids, Somebody's gonna get mad out here. I don't give a shit. Just because you're having a lot of kids, I'm a repercussion of what's gonna happen next. Your kids can't even apply for housing. Your kids can't even apply for OW. And it becomes a whole cycle again. Especially people like me that are trying to do things right, we're suffering too. We're broke as hell. We're suffering. A lot of us don't even make it. A 1-2 people make it, yeah. But a lot of us don't make it because society don't want us for some odd reason. But the first 18 years of our lives, we were so important. But anyways, I'm done. Anyways, take the message. Don't take it. I don't give a shit. Hope it gets out there, but we need a change, man. We need a change. And I'm not even going to talk about this whole pandemic business because it's just making shit worse. Anyways, peace. Thank you for watching. Keeping up okay.